PA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the so-called Silicon Valley and Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara. The scene a short time ago. This crowd, they love their 49ers, and they were in full roar as their guys burst out of the locker room. And we're ready for football as the 49ers get set to do battle with the Green Bay Packers. The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final two bring us as we're off in Week 9? And this return will net positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. And he'll push his way forward to about the 32. 5 yards on the game's first play, 2nd down. For the Packers and Niners, this, of course, a rematch of the NFC Championship game from a year ago. And that game belonged to the 49ers. You might remember Raheem Mostert. Boy, he really made a name for himself in that one. 220 yards on the ground, 4 touchdown runs in the 37-20 victory that sent the 49ers to Miami. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
So many times someone's success is the product of a lot of things coming together really well. And for Aaron Jones in 2019, it all came together for him. He stayed healthy, was on the field for all 16 games, got handed the ball 100 more times last year, and as an end result, broke 1,000 yards in a season rushing for the first time in his career.
A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2.
Brings up 2nd and 2.
From the shotgun, a give to Jones. And he's got this one across midfield into 49er territory. It'll be a gain of 2 on the play, but they'll remain a few inches short here with 3rd down looming.
3rd and less than a yard.
They'll try and run for it with Jones. And he will have a 1st down here at about the 40. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks. Defense had a chance to get off the field here. The opening drive couldn't do it.
I know that we go into these meetings with coaches, and sometimes maybe we can get, a little bit numb because they're always going to talk about how important 3rd down is, aren't they? Offense and defense. In this case, one capitalized, and the other, as you said, had a chance to get off the field and didn't get it done.
On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. And the Niners get there and bring him down. Quan Alexander. The blitz works to perfection as he gets in there to dump him for a loss of 8.
2nd down.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. Shotgun now for Rodgers. He'll find DeGuara complete. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So, as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. And you know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off of the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
Boy, a nice play there as they wind up converting on 3rd and 15. Now a 1st down carry by Jones. The tackle by Eric Armstead.
Aaron Jones.
He's had success on this drive, but not on this play.
Finally, they bowed up defensively. I think they were determined not to let him take it pretty much all the way down the field.
Yeah, it looks like they handled their run responsibilities correctly this time. What we call them run fits, everyone was in the right place.
On 2nd and 7, Rodgers. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
It's been a good opening drive offensively thus far, but you know they don't want to waste it and settle for a field goal attempt after that incompletion. So this is a big play coming up here on 3rd down.
It's been a pretty long opening drive. This will be play number 11 coming up on 3rd down. Out of the shotgun, it's Jones. And they're going to get him down shy of the first at about the 13-yard line. Call it a gain of 5. 4th down now.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
So on now for the Packers at their all-time leading scorer, Mason Crosby.
30-yard attempt.
And this one is no good. He missed it. And this will remain a scoreless game. Well, that opening drive looked good for a moment there, but they'll wind up being turned away thanks to the missed field goal.
And those especially hurt when you come into a game on the road. You're trying to get things to go your way early, and now you suffer a setback right out of the gate.
Garoppolo going to bring the Niners up here 1st and 10 at the 20. Off of play action, he'll look to throw. That's complete to his receiver, Pettis. The ball comes out, but this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same. Well, obviously you never want to fumble, but if you do, good to be towards the sideline and saves them the possession.
Saves the embarrassment, saves it going down on the play sheet as a turnover. But I still think it should go to the defense, even if they don't recover it. If you give up the football, you gave up the football.
Agree to disagree, I guess.
Can you tell what I played?
Yeah, you played defense. Yeah. I'll let you go.
I took a shot.
Give them 14 on that one and a 1st down.
I like the screen being called here early in the game, especially on the opening drive, because, Brandon, when guys come out of the locker room, especially those pass rushers, they are so amped up to get to the quarterback that you can use that against them, and a screen pass is a great way of doing it. A lot of teams against good pass rushing teams, they want to run the screen 10 to 12 times in a game.
Kendrick Bourne, the intended receiver, and now it's 2nd down. And yet again, it's Garoppolo. On the screen, this is Coleman. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 11 yards there, 1st down. And forget about the run to set up the pass. They're just coming out throwing.
Forget trying to set anything up. They feel like they have the advantage. They feel like they have the matchups, and they're just attacking right now.
Yep, going to the air on the opening drive. A first carry for the former Falcon, Tevin Coleman. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage.
No gain on the play.
Kenny Clark came into the league as one of the youngest players ever to be drafted. He's now one of the unsung leaders of this Packers defense. Went to the Pro Bowl for the first time after the 2019 season.
Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. And this is going to result in another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 31-yard line. 16 yards, a 1st down.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a 1st down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
He's coming. Double up, double up. He's coming, double up.
They'll run for the first time with Raheem Mostert. And he'll be pulled down, and now a late flag will come with it. And that's in the area of a face mask, I think. The penalty moves him into the red zone here on 1st and 10. Garoppolo going to give to Mostert. Man, this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage. Back at the 17. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
No score after one on EA Sports.
No score.
Second and 11 now.
Watch your slack. Watch your slack. Watch your slack. 49. Check 49. Check 49. Kill.
And they get to him quickly here as he's stopped right around the 13. It's a gain of about 3, but it's going to leave him with 3rd and still 7 yards to go.
It's 3rd and 7.
Here we go. Let's get that ball, man. Let's get that ball right here.
Throwing now is Garoppolo. And it's caught at the 7-yard line. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down. From the 2, here's 1st and goal. Now a give to the big fullback Juszczyk. And he'll take this into the end zone for a San Francisco touchdown. Kyle Juszczyk, his first touchdown on the year, as his guys are on the board first here tonight. And the 49ers grab a 7-0 lead.
Makes the score Niners 7, Packers nothing. Robbie Gould to kick.
After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. Taken about 7 yards deep.
The Packers take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. But let's face it, we've been there. We've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out?
And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. Add the gain here to the previous play, and it's better than 40 yards total.
Partner, I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking when those big behemoths start to create space for you up front. He did a pretty good job of just following those guys through there for a nice explosive run.
And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
Well, they're getting ready to go to work now in prime real estate after that last run. Found his spot and picked up nice yardage, didn't he?
And now he's got him knocking on the door of the red zone.
36.
They'll run on first down. It's Jones. And he's going to take this one down to about the 23-yard line. The pass rush specialist, Dee Ford, in on the stop.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
Ball at the 23, 2nd and 8. Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
Here's Rodgers to throw. Got an open man. It's Valdez-Scantling.
And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that.
They didn't get the first down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up, keep it on his feet, get a little rack yardage.
Yeah, but a nice job defensively to get to him and keep him short of the first. And no signs of the field goal unit. They're going for it on 4th down. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. And no field goal try here from the red zone offense out there. They'll go for it on 4th. They'll run it with Jones. And he picks up the first down yardage as he takes this one down to the 15. They only got a couple, but a couple's all that they needed as they convert on 4th.
First down, Green Bay.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10.
This is Jones. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. Aaron Jones hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Packers are within an extra point of tying this thing up.
And that's something we saw often last year. Aaron Jones finding his way into the end zone with a rushing touchdown. Had his best season on the ground in his young career. First time he was over 1,000 yards, and he tied Christian McCaffrey for the most rushing touchdowns in the league with 16. Green Bay had a balanced offense and a big-time record last year.
Here's Dante Pettis on the return.
Now a crease here as he's past the 30.
On the return. The Niners take over 1st and 10 at their own 31-yard line.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10.
There's a ball thrown right side and complete.
And he takes it down deep into Green Bay territory. A big play there for the Niners. 49 yards.
Here's Mostert.
And he's going to press this one forward as they stop it right around the 1. Give him 4 on the carry there. It's 2nd and goal.
A 4-yard gain.
And Brad, they went to a nickel defense, and that's a surprise this close to the goal line, because ordinarily you use the back end of the end zone, the sidelines as extra defenders, and you want bigger people on the field to try and help against the run.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football.
Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend.
They'll run with Mostert.
And across the goal line into the end zone. Touchdown 49ers. Raheem Mostert, touchdown number 18 on the year. And the 49ers add 6 to their lead. Sometimes a group that gets overlooked, certainly, the offensive line. Right there, they really helped with that score.
Didn't they tell us in our meeting that when we score touchdowns running the ball, that means the offensive line actually scored first by moving people back beyond the end zone? We saw evidence of that on that play.
After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away.
fielded near the back of the end zone.
The Packers take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. On 1st down, Rodgers. This one complete to Devin Funchess. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the 1st down completion.
At the 33-yard line.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Rodgers. Pass hauled in by the 6'4" tight end Sternberger.
Complete to Jace Sternberger.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. The give is to Jones. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
2nd and 11 at the 41.
Escaping the pressure right. Making the catch is Sternberger. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
I like the design of that play, or shall I say the way it ended up. Quarterback ends up to the right side. You know, he gets outside of the pocket. How about the tight end staying in his sight line and getting to that same part of the field, and they find each other for the completion.
From the gun on 3rd down, Rodgers. He's got his man, Valdez-Scantling. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this 1st half. They go back to the ground with Jones. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. Back-to-back nice plays. 12 yards that time and a 1st down. And we're going to get a timeout
1st and goal.
with 2 seconds remaining in the 2nd quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. This is a 26-yard attempt. And the 13-year man puts it through, and that will do it for this 1st half. So we've come to halftime at a 5-point game. As we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Jonathan Coachman. It's the 49ers out in front, and they will get the football first as well as we are back and started in the 2nd half. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the 3rd quarter.
I like the way you term that, because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the 1st half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the 1st half.
Let's see if they do just that. On 1st and 10, it's Mostert. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield after a gain of about 4.
The ball carrier.
Packer fans, and not to mention members of this defense, likely hoping to forget what Mostert did to Green Bay in the NFC title game last year. 29 carries, 220 yards, and an NFL postseason record tying 4 touchdown runs. From just shy of midfield, Garoppolo. And they'll get this on the screen to Mostert.
And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line, tackled there.
11 yards there, first down.
At the 40-yard line.
I like the play design there. They occupied the defense downfield, everyone trying to account for someone. But unfortunately, they didn't account for the running back slipping out of the backfield, and he was absolutely unnoticed and wound up getting big yards on that play.
Into the hands of Pettis. It's a jet sweep. And down inside the 35, he goes to the 32-yard line. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down.
It's a gain of 9. Brings up second and a yard.
Here we go. 20. Not do better. 11. Check 24. Mike, 55.
On second down, Mostert. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. A gain of 13. It's a first down.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. Garoppolo going to hand this one to Coleman. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Now Savage on the tackle.
And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him, so when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. A 5-yard gain, and now they're set up 1st and goal.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense get a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard.
11.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And across the chalk, into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown. Jerick McKinnon, his first touchdown on the year. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead. That seemed pretty ideal there for the offense, Charles. You take a little bit of time off the clock here in the 3rd quarter, decent length drive, and you pad your lead as well at the end of it.
And what it does is let you feel like you're in control of this game, even more so than a 2-touchdown lead, right? Because you've taken that time off, as you noted, which means they couldn't get you off the field. You ran your playbook the way you wanted to, and you gave your defense some rest. What a big-time drive in that situation.
And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And tough to win games if you're going field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score.
26-yard line.
Again, it's Jones. And he powers his way up past the 30. Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a 3rd and about 2.
Back-to-back 4-yard runs. Now, look, if they just do that all the way downfield, ball ends up in the end zone, but that's a little difficult to do.
Yeah, I think now 3rd and 2, that defense ready to stiffen up and stop that run. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. Touchdown, Packers! Marquez Valdez-Scantling, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Packers have cut it back within a score.
For the extra point.
As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
A 5-point game now as here comes the kickoff. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Niners take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. They were able to extend their lead with an opening drive touchdown here in the 3rd quarter, but that just got matched a moment ago.
So we know that what they discussed at the half worked. Now, what are the counters to that, right? You don't just run the same things over and over. Some do, but many will also show something and then come back with something else to keep the defense off balance.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. They hand it off to Mostert. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Check it out, please. You go tight. You got tight. You got tight right there. Shoot. White.
They'll run with Coleman on 1st down. And a 6-yard gain gets them right around the 43.
The ball carrier.
Now, Brandon, that's the way you want to run the football. There should almost be quote bubbles above the offense right now. Bam, boom, biff. That's how they feel good about moving the football.
Line of scrimmage, the 43 on 2nd and 4. They will run again with Coleman. And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. A play fake from Mostert. Now Garoppolo. This one into the hands of Kittle, the tight end. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. And they convert on 3rd with a gain of 22.
You often hear the phrase sure-handed tight ends, and he certainly fits into that category. Plus, he's got a quarterback who knows to look his way when they need a big pickup. And on this play, he finds him for the 1st down.
Now left side on the swing pass. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. But despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. 2nd down.
Here we go.
1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. This is the National Football League on EA Sports.
16.
Here we go. 21. Here we go. You ready?
Back to the running game with Mostert. 3 yards on the pickup there, and they've got it back to 3rd and 10.
All right, that's a decent game there, but it hasn't been his best game overall. So I wonder what the mindset is of his team. Do they want him to handle the football and try and close this game out? Or are they going to make an alternative plan and maybe go in a different direction?
I think they need him, and this is his time to shine. Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
53-yard attempt.
And that is no good. Hit it well from distance, but he couldn't work it back in. And this score will stay right where it is. Now, this was still going to be a 1-score game either way, but still, that's a potentially harmful miss here in the 4th.
It certainly is, because if you consider that now if they give up a touchdown, they give up the lead. So he might be getting the side eye by the defenders coming out on the field now as he goes back to the bench after that miss.
The Pro Bowl corner, Jason Verrett, on the tackle.
At the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
To throw on 2nd and 6, Rodgers gets this to his running back, Aaron Jones.
And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44.
Back at the 44.
Plays like that, Charles, no doubt, they're just going to continue to fuel this crowd.
And this defense is already playing well, but it also feeds on the energy of that crowd that you're talking about, and that takes them up to another level. Right now, they're playing really loose. They got the lead, and what a nice stop they just made there behind the line of scrimmage.
And incomplete. He can't hang on. Would have been a nice catch. Instead, it brings up a 4th down. Here's J.K. Scott now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. And no one there to stop it. Hits at the 8, but it carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead. The drive starts with a handoff to McKinnon. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up 2nd down.
2-yard line. A gain of 2.
I know we can't hear what's going on in that huddle right now, but I'll guarantee you at least one offensive lineman is saying, my bad, we simply couldn't move them off the line of scrimmage. We've got to do a better job trying to root those guys out of there.
Now this throw caught left side. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
On 1st down, Coleman. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
The Niners on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. From midfield, here's Garoppolo. And able to haul it in is Kittle. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the 1st. Move the chains, a gain of 7 on 3rd down. Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10.
65. Go ahead.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter.
Here we go.
From the 40 now on 2nd down. Garoppolo. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 31-yard line.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They'll run on 1st down. It's Coleman. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this 4th quarter. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Now Garoppolo. Now they go screen. It's complete. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. 12 yards there and a 1st down.
Probably the only thing he did wrong there was go out of bounds, nursing this fourth quarter lead. You want to stay in, eat the clock.
Yeah, you got to love the effort, the catch, the extra yardage, but you got to know the situation. Stay in bounds, young man.
Watch the whip. Watch twist.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Raheem Mostert with his 19th touchdown, his second of the game. And the 49ers add on to their lead. And he certainly played a pivotal role with those two TDs and why they're up on the scoreboard right now.
Well, someone's all about winning, aren't they? Because he's not worried about the number. Sure, it's great to have 2 touchdowns. But the bottom line is what he's doing is contributing to their lead. He wants to continue to do so.
Taken about 7 yards deep.
The Packers take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And you figure after giving up that last touchdown, they trail by 2 scores here in the fourth quarter. This drive becomes very critical. Here's a throw, complete right side to start things out. A good rally to the football keeps him to only a yard, and it's 2nd down. And right now, defensively, you love that, don't you? I mean, you'll give them that play.
And they'll take it every single time. This is almost like nickeling and diming it downfield, and too much time's going to run off the clock.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. From the gun, it's Rodgers. Looking deep for Adams. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. The Pro Bowl wideout Devontae Adams, his intended receiver. And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down.
And 9 yards to go.
Working from the gun, Rodgers. Looking deep for Adams. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
That's an excellent job right there on 3rd down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a 1st down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's 4th down.
The Packers go for it. Rodgers looking deep for Adams. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. Give him 32 yards as we inch our way to the 2-minute warning.
There's no doubt in my mind that not many guys in this league have had the impact that he's had here in the first half of the season. He's been a big play guy from the word go and continues to be one with another one right there.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. 10 more there and another 1st down. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Here's Jones. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Fred Warner in on the tackle. 4 yards on the
false start's going to push him back, but these days, how hard must it be to be an offensive lineman?
It's very hard, Brandon. You've got defensive linemen flinching, trying to draw you off sides. You've got the loud crowds, and there are just so many super athletic players on defense now that you have to deal with each week. But through it all, these guys just sit in there for 4 quarters and slug it out.
And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. Shotgun now for Rodgers. Flushed out right. Flush to his right. And now he's going to use his legs.
He turned that into a nice gain. Gets him 8 yards closer for third down. 7th play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3.
This is 3rd down.
Shotgun now for Rodgers. He'll find his tight end here, DeGuara. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 13-yard line. 11 yards and a Green Bay Packer first down. Into the red zone. It's Rodgers. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
That's an excellent play by the defender. He diagnosed that one, closed quickly, and helped force the incompletion.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, a give to Jones. And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
2 on the play.
And throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. Eluding the pressure right. Now look out, Rodgers lost the football. And this is going to kick out of bounds. Boy, a fortunate bounce or two there. They'll keep possession back inside the 10-yard line. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. They'll go for it. It's Rodgers. He's got it. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. Marquez Valdes-Scantling. His 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Packers are back within a score. And this is back to a 5-point game. Well, when you're leading in the 4th quarter, that's not the penalty you want.
Not at all, and now your discipline comes into question. Having poise this stage of the game, you can't have those kind of plays.
And it's the 49ers who recover it, and that ought to just about do it. 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
So the victory here for San Francisco, and you look back over the score sheet, interesting. A very clean game, no turnovers by either side.
An absolute rarity when we watch games now because defenses have put such an emphasis on taking the ball away. Well, what we saw here was offenses spending their time saying, look, you know they're coming for it. Ball security is paramount. So they worked on that, not just a week of practice, but I'm sure all during training camp. Make sure when you have it, tuck it away because danger lurks everywhere you turn.
So for San Francisco, they're setting themselves up as a major contender as they move to 8-1 now on the year. And they'll get a few extra days to savor this one before they take on the New Orleans Saints.